Hey guys, Willjum here, and today I have for you possibly the most highly requested video on my channel to date. After the recent end to my solo series, a lot of you have been asking for a tutorial on the base that I built throughout my wipe, and here it is. Now, I've probably spent up to 100 hours living inside this base, and throughout that time, making constant changes and adjustments in order to make a base that for me is as suitable and as perfect for a solo as possible, and I hope you guys like it. I also just want to say a massive thank you for 10,000 subscribers. This recent flood of support in the last couple of weeks has been phenomenal, and all of your positive support has been incredible. I try my best to read and respond to as many comments as I can, so I'm sorry if I missed yours, but I do try my best. Now, I'm currently in the process of recording my next solo series, so I hope you're all looking forward to that as well. Now, onto the base tour. Jumping into the base, we have a very standard single door airlock. However, on the left, we have a chute that takes you directly to the top floor. I absolutely love having one of these in the base, as it skips so much time wasted trying to get to your top floor opening and closing garage doors. On the shooting floor, we have some very nice peek downs that help a bunch with online raid defense, as you will see in my next series, and as you have seen already if you've watched my most recent series. In this room, we have a locker and a drop box. However, you can put whatever you want up here, whether that be electricity stuff. On our top floor, I've just got a repair bench, however this can be used as a minicopter garage if you need it. Now, what I love about this base a lot is that you can build it progressively throughout the wipe, and you do not have to build it to its finalized stage. If you don't think you can manage this much upkeep, you can leave a lot of the base stone, or even just not build certain parts of the base, like say the shooting floor. Coming down to the third floor, we have a very standard utility room. We've got a bed, a tier 3, 2 storage rooms, and space for a repair bench or a research table when you need it. In order for a raider to go down any further in the base, they have to go through this roof seal bunker. These are fantastic as they are so cheap to make and so easy to remove, as it's only just a twig frame that holds it up. From the inside, we can remove the twig frame and the roof bunker is cleared. This base actually has 2 roof seal bunkers stacked on top of each other, as you can see here, and makes raiding a nightmare. Through these garage doors leads to our main entrance, which you saw earlier. On the left, we just have a bunch of utility stuff, but this can be changed depending on what you need throughout the wipe. Finally, through the last roof seal bunker, we have our core. I absolutely love the core of this base. It's really nice and open for a solo or even a duo, and it has loads and loads of storage. After removing the twig, the second roof seal bunker is also cleared. But now we have what makes this base so fantastic. Even after a raider blows into this core, they still need another 15 rockets to get through our suicide bunker. Now, the way this suicide bunker works is you put items in the one large box that sticks through the wall. You then F1 kill and respawn in the sleeping bag inside the suicide bunker. You can then move the loot from the transfer box that sticks through the wall into the completely concealed boxes below. The only way of accessing these boxes below is by blowing straight through the armoured wall, which is another 15 rockets on top of the number of rockets they've already used. And there is the upkeep. That's it for the tour. Stick around for the base build. Here's the finished footprint made out of twig, so you have an idea as to whether you have enough space to complete the whole build. Jumping into it, we have quite a simple starter. However, the starter does involve these weird half walls, but I promise you they are incredibly important when it comes to building the bunker later. Go ahead, place a tool cupboard, sleeping bag, a small box, and a furnace. Once you've got the stone, upgrade everything apart from the half wall at the top on the front, along with the door frame. Hopefully the 2 walls that should be left as wood are very clearly shown here. Once you're ready to expand, head outside, place 2 more triangles and then another square foundation. Surround this completely with walls. Now this is where the build gets a little bit complicated, but I promise you this is the most complicated part. Make sure you follow each step very carefully, as every wall is incredibly important. You can surround this square with half walls, and then seal it off with 2 ceilings. Place 2 full height walls and then a triangle on top. This is going to be your roof access for now. Place another double door for your main entrance. When placing this workbench, be very careful that you place it as far back as possible. You should still be able to reach your main room, however you will have to do an awkward crouch jump. However, this is only temporary, so do not worry. Once you're ready to expand, place some salvage shelves along with 2 large boxes underneath it. You can then place 1 large box on top of the shelf at the back of the room. The next step is going to be removing the 2 wooden walls by soft siding them. From my experience, a metal hatchet, a bone knife or a machete does a great job of doing this in a small amount of time. It'll normally take around 3 minutes to destroy both walls. Once they're cleared, you can place a roof, and this is very important, the roof needs to be upgraded to wood. If it's not upgraded to wood, you will not be able to place this large box that sticks through the wall. After removing the roof, you'll be then left with the box peeking through the wall. This is the main exploit that the rest of the base is built around. You can then seal off the 1x1 with a ceiling and a half wall. Now that the bunker has been formed, you can start to really build the base. Place a floor tile above the main loot room, and then 3 wall frames. For now, place 1 furnace to use as your jump up. Place another wall frame, and then a garage door. Once you've farmed up for a tier 2, replace it with the tier 1. However, make sure the placement is directly in the middle of the triangle so you can still place garage doors around it. Once your garage doors are down, you can work on your main loot room. For this, I tend to use just a spiral of large boxes and then a spiral of small boxes. Upgrading the wall frame to sheet metal makes the placement much easier. As you play throughout the wipe, you should be working on upgrading your whole base to sheet metal. This doesn't have to happen all at once and can happen progressively. Once you've farmed up enough high qual, upgrade the bunker in the centre all the way to armoured. Once all its walls and ceilings are armoured, you can place the final wall to seal it off. From now on, the only way to access that bunker is by F1 killing and spawning in your sleeping bag inside. What we're now going to do is work on our front entrance. For this, start off by honeycombing both the armoured bunker and the main loot room. Go ahead and also add 1 triangle honeycomb outside the other side of the main armoured bunker. Add 1 more triangle around the main loot room. Your base should be looking a little something like this. Before you add this final triangle, make sure that the following walls are upgraded to sheet metal. This is important as once you add this triangle, you will not be able to upgrade these walls on the inside. Now that's added, you can go ahead and actually build your main entrance. Surround it with walls and then a wall frame, and then for now a double door can be used at the front, however later that will be replaced with a garage door. Fill all the sockets with frames and add garage doors in each one. For the rest of your loot room, head outside and place the following twig structure. You can then head back inside and place a triangle at half height inside. This can now be filled with boxes. You can also go ahead and fill the second floor with boxes on this upper half. If you want, you can use barbecues as well on top of the small boxes, but I've just gone with small boxes. Once again, before completing the entrance, you have to upgrade the following walls to sheet metal. Once that's done, you can add a square and a triangle foundation, and this can all be left as stone. The way this base is designed, from all directions, to get to either the core or the armoured bunker, will be at least 1 stone wall, 1 sheet metal wall, and 1 armoured wall, meaning it's a minimum of 27 rockets to get to either the TC or the core loot room. We're going to leave the chute empty for now, but place a garage door to keep your airlock secure. What we're going to do now is upgrade the important honeycomb to sheet metal. This means the honeycomb outside the main armoured suicide bunker, and the honeycomb outside the core loot room. It's now 2 layers of sheet metal to get to the core loot room, and 1 layer of sheet metal and 1 layer of armoured to get to the bunker. In order to place your roof bunker, on the outside place this twig structure. Stand on top, and then you should be able to clip 1 twig triangle through the wall. You can now remove the twig structure, and you should just be able to upgrade the twig triangle from outside. What this means is you now have a triangle within the honeycomb at half height that you can then clip on the twig tile. As you can see, you can now clip the twig floor tile onto the triangle in the honeycomb and then place a roof on top. This roof can be upgraded to sheet metal. What this does is block raiders from accessing your core without either blowing the ceiling or the roof. We're now going to work on the third floor. For the chute, place 2 full height walls and then a triangle on top, and then a frame. For the third floor itself, surround it by walls and then 1 window frame. Completely seal it off with tiles. Separate off the 2 loot rooms, and then place your walls at half height. Fill up all the sockets with frames, and then with garage doors. In the loot rooms, you can go ahead and place your boxes. Then place a bed, and then your tier 3 once you farmed for it. If you like, you can replace the bed with a research table or a repair bench. For the top floor, place a single door frame, 2 wall frames, and then 2 window frames. Fill the frames with garage doors, and then place a single door in the single door frame. Place 2 more full height walls and then another triangle. And then 2 more half height walls, and then the triangle to seal it off. We can now connect our chute to the single door at the top. Place 3 full height walls, and then a triangle on top, and then 2 more full height walls. A ladder can then be used to access your top floor. For our shooting floor, we're just going to add triangles in the following pattern. It's a really simple shooting floor, provides you with great peek downs, perfect for online raid defense. Normal window frames can then be used. Seal up the shooting floor with triangle floor tiles. On the right side of each gap, place a single door frame and then a sheet metal door and leave it open. Make sure these doors are key locked and left open for the whole wipe. I like to use embrasures, but you can also use window bars. Embrasures are great for taking down heli, as it's hard to do damage to you. In this room, you can place a locker and a box, or just put whatever you want in there. You might want to use your electricity in there like I did throughout the wipe. Up here is just a random room that you could use for helicopter storage. In classic Willjum fashion, you can then put concrete barricades all the way around your roof, or you could just do what you want with this floor. What we're going to do now is work on the important walls to upgrade to sheet metal. If you're struggling to copy what I do here, it's pretty safe to assume that most walls that we have placed so far on the first 3 floors are going to be upgraded to sheet metal. This includes the 2 loot rooms on the 3rd floor. Don't forget to also upgrade the chute that leads to the top floor. It's also important that you upgrade the floors and ceiling triangle tiles within the garage door airlock scene. Now we need to honeycomb around here a little bit more, as right now there's only one layer that leads to the furnaces in the tier 2. We're going to add one square foundation and then 2 triangle foundations. This specific honeycomb is going to be upgraded to sheet metal. That way it's at least 16 rockets to reach either the tier 2 or the furnaces. A few people have asked me why I place honeycomb 2 levels high in the chute. This is because the chute is 1.5 floors high. Therefore, if I don't add one more layer of honeycomb, you could access the chute by only blowing through one layer of sheet metal. We're now going to add a little bit more honeycomb, but this can be all in stone. One more square, and then one more triangle foundation can be placed. I'm going to add this all quite slowly, so that you can see exactly where it needs to be placed. One more triangle honeycomb can be added on the second floor. While the honeycombing might look a bit random and crazy, the base is actually symmetrical and every single honeycomb placed is necessary, so make sure you don't skip any out. The very last bit of honeycomb that can't be skipped is outside the tool cupboard, as right now there's only one armoured and one sheet metal layer, so we're going to add one stone layer right here to increase the rocket count to a minimum of 27 to TC. Bear in mind that's the very minimum raid cost. Most raid parts will cost at least 40 rockets just to reach the tool cupboard. For the last little touches, make sure that every single socket is filled with a garage door and that there are no double doors. You can also place some utility along the side here. And that is going to wrap it up for the base build. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already. Massive thank you to my patrons. There are now 22 of you, which is incredible, so thank you. And then I'm planning on doing a 10k subscriber event in the near future, so make sure you stick around for that. Hopefully it's going to be fun, probably chaotic, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, with that, Willjum, out.